Many people believe oyster mushroom cannot grow during the dry season because the weather is too hot and too dry. But is that really true? By the end of this video, you will understand how the dry season affects oyster mushroom production, the common mistakes beginners make, and what you can do to produce healthy mushrooms even when the weather is so hot, like hellfire. I've not been there. I'm just saying. I'm sharing this from practical experience as a mushroom farmer here in Nigeria who started small, has cultivated oyster mushroom, and has helped beginners understand how changing weather affects mushroom production in African conditions. The simple truth is this: the dry season does not stop mushroom farming. All right, it doesn't stop mushroom farming. It simply means you have to manage your growing environment more carefully. That's just what it means. The first way the dry season affects oyster mushroom production is by reducing humidity because it's very hot. Humidity, as we know, is the amount of moisture in the air. So during the fruiting stage, oyster mushroom needs humid air for healthy growth. So when this air becomes very, very dry, small mushrooms can lose moisture quickly. You may notice tiny mushroom pins drying out before they even develop properly. When I say pins, mushroom pins, they're very tiny that finally grow up into full clusters. So mushrooms may even become cracked around the edges. Others may even stop growing at all together. I call it abort. They just abort. This is why many beginners think something is wrong with the mushroom bag and they say, you cannot do mushroom farming during dry season. No, in reality, the problem might simply be that the air inside your fruiting room is too dry. And when this happens, some people make another mistake, okay? They begin pouring water directly into the fruiting openings or soaking the substrate. This is not the solution. Remember, misting the fruiting room is different from soaking the substrate. Your goal is to increase the moisture in the air around the bags, not to fill the bags with water. Too much water inside the substrate can encourage bacterial problems and reduce healthy mushroom development. The second way the dry season affects production is through high temperature. In many parts of Nigeria and across Africa, dry season afternoons can become very hot, especially if you're using a low cost kind of structure and you're using just plain zinc. It's going to be very hot. If your fruiting room is made with roofing materials that absorb a lot of heat, the temperature inside may become much higher than the temperature outside. Heat places stress on mushroom myceliums. Mushroom myceliums, again, for people that might have forgotten, is the white thread-like growth inside your substrate bag that produces mushroom. So when temperature becomes too high, mushrooms may develop, they will develop slowly, become smaller than expected, or stop developing properly, or even stop developing at all. Very hot conditions can also dry the surface of young mushrooms before they mature. That is why location matters. A room under direct afternoon sun behaves differently from a shaded room with good airflow. So do not assume your room is cool simply because it feels comfortable for a few minutes. No. Observe it at different times of the day. Check it in the morning, check it again in the afternoon, check it in the early evening, and check it in the evening. And notice where the heat enters from. Okay. When you notice that, you try to answer some questions like, does the roof become extremely hot? Does one wall receive direct sunlight for several hours? Does the room remain hot long after sunset? This simple observation will help you understand your growing environment better. The third way the dry season affects mushroom production is through faster moisture loss. During hot, dry weathers, the walls, the floors, the air inside the fruiting room may dry much faster than during the rainy season. You may miss the room in the morning only to find everything completely dry, like few hours in, not even up to afternoon. That does not always mean you should immediately add large amount of water. Instead, observe the room carefully. Ask yourself these questions in that particular room, or your particular grow room or fruiting room. Ask yourself, is the humidity really low? Are the mushrooms beginning to dry? Or is the room still suitable? And you can ask, how do I even know humidity? That's why I always recommend getting your hygrometer. Hygrometer and thermometer, that's thermal hygrometer. Good mushroom farming is based on observation, not habits. Some beginners follow the same watering schedule or every day without checking what the room actually needs. Your growing room should determine your management, not your calendar. Not, that's how I used to do it. Or, that's how they say we should do it. Or, that's how my instructor said. Or, that's how I watched on YouTube. No. Before we continue, Mushroom Mission 1000 is helping more Africans learn practical mushroom farming, realistic advice that works in our environment. If you're enjoying this series that I've been doing almost like every day now, subscribe and join Mission 1000 as we continue to learn together. Back to what we're talking about. The fourth way that dry season affects production is through stronger airflows. Fresh air is important for oyster mushroom production, but during the dry season, strong hot winds can quickly remove moisture from your fruiting room. If large amounts of air, dry air, blows directly onto your mushroom bags, young mushrooms will dry out more quickly. Some growers solve this by closing every window and ventilation opening. Unfortunately, that creates another kind of problem. So without enough fresh air, carbon dioxide begins to build up inside your room. Oyster mushrooms growing under high carbon dioxide often develop longer stems with smaller caps, so you need balance. You need fresh air without allowing strong dry winds to remove all the humidity. So finding that balance is one of the most important skills in mushroom farming. We will cover simple low-cost ways to do this in the coming videos, all right? The fifth way the dry season affects production is through water management. Now, because the weather is hotter, your fruiting room will need actually more attention. You may need to check humidity more often, so please get yourself a thermal hygrometer. If you don't know where to get it, drop a comment and let me share some links with you. You may need to mist the room more frequently than during the rainy season, but remember, more frequently you need to check, okay? And more frequent checking does not mean careless overwatering. Every fruiting room is different. The type of building, the roofing material you use, the kind of shade, the kind of ventilation you have, and your local climate all affects how quickly your room is going to lose moisture. So two farmers living in the same town may still manage their fruiting rooms differently because their buildings are different. Somebody is doing inside a house, somebody is doing in a structure outside that has zinc roof, somebody is doing in a mud house. They're going to have different experience. Okay, so it's not about that is doing like this, Obi is doing like this. So learn how your own room behaves, observe it daily, make small adjustments instead of making sudden big changes. Now let me give you an honest reality check. Growing oyster mushroom during the dry season is possible. You can grow oyster mushroom anytime. Many farmers do it successfully. We do it successfully. But success depends on how well you manage your humidity, how well you manage your temperature, how well you manage your fresh air, your hygiene, and your fruiting room in general. Okay. Your result will also vary depending on the type of mushroom, your soil quality, your how you manage contamination, how the bags were handled before they started fruiting. So yield, mushroom size, number of flush, production cost, and profit are never guaranteed. If you need to, be in a particular range, you need to make sure that you're doing everything the right way. Something we call biological efficiency. Maybe I'll talk about it. So some bags may perform better than others, even under the same condition. So do not compare yourself unfairly with another grower. Like I just said, same people doing mushroom farming in the same town, but they can still get different results because of their building and how they manage it. So here's a simple action plan for you to grow mushrooms, especially oyster mushrooms in dry season. First, observe your fruiting room at different times of the day to understand where heat enters and how quickly it dries. Secondly, monitor your humidity before misting instead of following a fixed watering schedule. The third thing you need to do is to protect the room from direct sunlight while maintaining gentle fresh air exchange. The fourth thing you need to do is to avoid pouring water into the fruiting opening or soaking the substrate bag. The fifth thing to do, keep your growing room clean and continue checking your bags for contamination and healthy mushroom development. So let me quickly recap. The dry season mainly affects oyster mushroom production by reducing humidity, by increasing temperature, by speeding up moisture loss, creating stronger drying airflow, and requiring closer observation of your grow room. All right, this is like everything I've been saying since. That's a recap. So dry season is not the enemy. It simply requires better management. In fact, both require better management. You just need to understand rainy season and dry season. If you understand your growing environment and make the right adjustment, you can still produce healthy oyster mushroom all year round. All right, so in the comment section, tell me this. What is your biggest concern about growing mushrooms during the dry season? In the next video, I will show you simple low-cost ways to maintain humidity in an oyster mushroom fruiting room without buying expensive equipment. It might be in the next video, like right after this or subsequent videos. But yes, in this our mission 1000, we will be touching on a lot of things that concern mushroom growing, especially here in Africa. So make sure you are subscribing, make sure you are joining the conversations. And yes, if you're still thinking, when's the best time to start mushroom farming? I have a video, you can watch it, I think somewhere here. And then if you're thinking, what's up with growing mushrooms in the rainy season, you can also watch the video below, right here. So best time to grow here, and then rainy season here. So see you in my next video.